Yo, people, let me give you the blueprint of how most of your lives, including mine, is most likely going to pan out. You're going to be born into this earth, coming out of your mother's coochie. From ages 0 to 7, we're going to call this the monkey see, monkey do phase. Why do we say that? Because when you a baby, when you a child, you don't know nothing about nothing. You are extremely curious and you are ready to soak in anything you see, touch, or hear. Whatever you see, you do. Whatever you hear, you say. And unfortunately, your mother and father don't know too much because they have been programmed that way just like you are about to be programmed. And unfortunately, not only your father is going to be outside in the world working, but your mother is going to be outside in the world working. So you're not going to have a parent in a household to teach you the way of living and the way of eating. So they're going to send you to the state. They're going to send you to the school system. And the school system was copied from the Prussian model. The Prussians developed their school to create obedient workers and obedient soldiers. In other words, yes men. And that applied to the men and the women. So now your parent is the state and they're going to train you to be a yes man and a yes woman. They are not going to teach you the reality of life. They're not going to teach you about who you are. They're not going to teach you about nature and how we should align ourselves with nature. They're not going to teach you how to properly live or how to properly eat. They're going to teach you what they want to teach you so you will be an obedient worker. So as you go through about 16 to about 18 years of programming, did it include college? Well, I guess I can include college. About 16 years of programming. You're going to school for about 5 to 7 hours in a box and you only get about 1 hour to play. You're finally going to leave the school system and you're going to go into work. Now, by the time you even become an adult, let's just say around 18 to 21, you are already going to have health problems. Remember, your father is not there. Your mother is not there. And unfortunately, most of your parents don't know how to live because they were programmed just like you when they were in the monkey see, monkey do phase. And their parents didn't know too much. So everybody doesn't really know too much. So everybody goes to the state, and the state is not going to teach you who you really are, because if they do, you're not going to want to be working for them. So they need to give you the education of a worker. So by the time you hit 18 to 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, you're a young adult, an adult, ready to go out into the world and work. Your body is going to deteriorate. And unfortunately, since you didn't learn nothing, you're going to go to the health experts who came from the same school as you. And guess what? They didn't learn nothing. Just like you, they have a perverted mindset. They were given the wrong programming. So that output they're putting in the world is wrong. So you're going to go to your health experts, and your health experts don't know nothing about the body. They are no experts. They are yes men. They are workers taking orders for the pharmaceutical cartel. So you're going to come to them with a problem. Instead of getting down to the root cause, because that's not how they're trained, they're going to analyze your symptoms. And they don't realize that your symptom that your body is exhibiting is really your body trying to heal itself, because your body is a self-healing mechanism. But you don't know that because you weren't taught about your body in school. And they don't know that because they wasn't taught about how the body properly works and how the body has essential needs. And as soon as you give your body its essential needs, it's going to take care of the rest. So they're going to analyze your symptoms and put a dirty name on your body, like diabetes, like cancer, like HIV, like AIDS. Give me 1 second, man. That person loud upstairs. So after they put a dirty name on you, like a disease, because they don't understand your body, instead of aligning with nature, they want to go against nature. They're going to drug you out of your mind. That's what they're going to do. So when you have a headache, drugs. Back pain, drugs. Diabetes, drugs. Cancer, Drugs. Prediabetes, drugs. Female reproductive problems, drugs. Imbalanced hormones, drugs. ED, drugs. Alcoholic, drugs. Addiction problem, drugs. So instead of aligning themselves with your body, assisting your body, they're going to drug you, basically slowly kill you. And what do drugs do? Drugs are nothing more than illusions. You take the drug and it cuts off your feedback system, so the headache disappears. What caused the headache? You don't know, they don't know, but I'm telling you, you didn't get down to the cause. But your headache is gone, so you clap for yourself. You think that you are healed. Whatever caused your headache is still there. Whatever was your body was trying to heal or send you a signal is still there. And you're only bound to get worse. And you're going to continue this cycle from when you're born all the way to you're old. And unfortunately, for the masses, they never really figure out life until it's too late. Some of them never actually figure it out. They think they did, but they haven't figured it out. Why? Because they have been programmed to see life completely backwards. Because the people who are programming you know you and the universe more than you ever could imagine. And as long as we have this imbalance of power, they're going to use that power of knowledge and what they know about self and everything around them to misguide you without you being aware, because you don't have no awareness. Because you have purposely been misled. Because if you knew how the system worked, you would be the one causing a revolution. You would not bow down to the system. So they must make the system seem like it is needed when the system is really depriving you and everything within it. This is why they never teach you that the world is in abundance. This is why they put money in between you and the world so you can live in a scarcity mindset. If you don't know, damn near 1%, the 1%ers in the world globally, the 1%ers control almost half of the global wealth. And I'm pretty sure the top 10% control roughly between 75 and 80% of the wealth. And the 90%, us, the masses, we're fighting for scraps. Now, if I'm correct, we're fighting for about 2% of the wealth. I'm going to have to G-check that, and you have to G-check that. But I'm telling you now, even if I'm slightly off, just know that you and I, the average man who has been programmed to see the world as scarcity, we have been programmed to live a perverted lifestyle completely backwards. We are fighting for scraps. And you see, this money that you build your life around, this money that you chase is artificial. So if you're chasing money, if you believe money is success, if you believe money makes you a man, if you believe money makes you a woman, you are artificial because you are basing your value on artificial products, on an artificial fiat currency that is bound to break, that is bound to disappear, that is currently being broken right now. Be calling my phone, man. Sunday, gotta go on silent. So I forgot the most important stage. Since you don't know nothing, you most likely will never know nothing since you were born, and your body is slowly deteriorating. And when you go to your health experts, they expedite that deterioration without you being aware, without them being aware, because all of you don't know nothing. By the time you reach so-called retirement phase, you're not going to retire. You're going to work until you die. How do I know this? Look at your own parents. Look at your elders. Look at your grandparents if you're still with them. I can almost guarantee most of your grandparents don't live with you because you don't have a family. So instead of you taking care of your parents, you kick your parents out of the home because you don't want to take care of them, you selfish bastard. Because one day you're going to be old and crusty. Even though we're not supposed to be limping at 80, you're supposed to be digging your wife until 80. Husband is supposed to, his digging stick's supposed to rise up. Her coochie's not supposed to be so dry that it hurts when she's having sex. But no, they weren't taught how to live, and they won't, and they never will be taught how to live. So by the time you reach retirement phase, which you're not retired, you're still going to be slaving around for that money. your body is going to deteriorate. So if you have accumulated a significant amount of money or enough money to live on, you're going to take that money and donate it to the medical system. Yep. And as soon as you run out of money, you're not going to have any money for drugs, which is really a good thing, but it's going to be too late because the drugs was literally killing you slowly. And then you were going to die. And then the cycle is going to repeat. And most of the things I just mentioned were all symptoms. The medical system is a symptom. Politics is a symptom. Religion is a symptom. The school system is a symptom of this. None of these things will ever get fixed until we fix this. Now, unfortunately, if we fix some of these things, they can help us start seeing life correct. But unfortunately, most of us are too sick upstairs to really sit back and analyze what is really happening. And unfortunately for us, our leaders are using that against us because they are also sick. They are control freaks. These people are perverted. They don't care about you because if we did, we wouldn't be living like this. The world is abundant. It is free. You literally have a symbiotic relationship with Mother Nature. But why don't you know that? Because you a domesticated animal. I didn't come out the womb with clothes. I didn't come out the womb knowing what money is. I wasn't born, maybe a lot of us were born in a box, in a brick building. And really, I'm supposed to be born outside where it's free, where there is no boxes and squares, where I'm free and I'm not feeling rigid like a brick on a pyramid. Where in order to eat, you have to eat from the land. So now you understand you must take care of the land because if you mistreat this earth, it is going to mistreat you and you're going to die on this earth. Mother Nature has the food, the water, my home, the air. This is all I need to live. I don't need money. But they want you to be programmed to praise the money. So the money keeps you in between what you really need. And unfortunately, most of the money is being hoarded by the people at the very top. They have so much money, they never have to work again. They just have to make sure you don't have money so you can work. They have to make sure that you don't have the education that they have. So you will be stuck in this mindset. And as long as you're stuck in this mindset, your mind will perceive the earth incorrectly because you have the incorrect information. And since you have the incorrect information and perceiving the world incorrect, you're going to have the wrong output. What humans don't understand that they understand is that we are all programmable. I can take you all the way from here, let's say Christ-like, or I can take you all the way here, a little demon for Satan. But you don't realize that. And even the people who do realize that, a lot of us don't have enough time. At least we don't make the time. We don't have enough energy because we're mistreating our bodies and we're living in our lower nature. Or we simply just don't care enough. And honestly, the third one is the biggest one. A lot of people simply just don't care enough. Why? Because they've been programmed that way. Their humanity, their emotions have been ripped. They can just disconnect from the earth. And unfortunately, once again, once you start getting reconnected to this earth and to yourself, you have to get connected to self first. Because once you understand yourself, you understand we are not as different as people try to make it seem. We're all human at the end of the day. We all have emotions. We all need to shit, piss, have sex, have babies, and die. We all kind of go through the same things. We just, our lives kind of just manifest in different ways, but we're all one on this earth. So we must find a way to coexist because we are better together than not. Because without you, I wouldn't be here. Without me, you wouldn't be here. Without that sun, none of us would be here. Without that moon, none of us would be here. Without the plants, none of us would be here. Without the fruits, none of us would be here. Without the herbs, none of us would be here. Without the animals, none of us would be here. So we got to figure out a way to coexist because if we destroy each other, we're destroying ourselves. If we destroy the earth, we're destroying everything in the earth. Why don't you think like that? Why don't you hear people talk like that? Because you have been programmed to be perverted. And sometimes I get sick of talking about this all the time, especially to the closest people to me, because it hurts me that I have to stay here with these people who are thinking so low. and they bring me low because I'm surrounded by them. And sometimes I think about, I just need to get the hell out of here. But I recognize that if I run away, that makes me exactly who I don't want to be, which is a coward, because I'm going to run away. And everybody who I cared about, the people who brought me here, are going to burn without them even realize they're burning. So many people are suffering, they don't really realize why they're suffering. You see, I'm here with you. I'm working for the dollar. I try not to put too much energy into the dollar. I try to make enough to be cool. And then when I need something, then I recoup. But even myself knowing this information, I am programmed to wake up every day and chase money. And on the days where I'm not chasing money, I feel like I'm not doing enough. Because people tell me constantly that my value is based on money. So the things that's coming out of my mouth, although it's making sense, it don't matter if I don't got no goddamn money, which is artificial. And if you realize that, you'll stop talking to me like that. I'm not saying money is not important, because unfortunately, we all bow down to it. So as long as we're all bowing down to it, you're going to need a little bit of money. But I tell you one thing about money. Money costs. What do I mean by that? In order to get that money, unfortunately, most of you are going to have to dedicate a tremendous amount of time to get that money. So as you're accumulating money, you're losing time. As you're accumulating money, you are physically, mentally, spiritually depriving yourself. Like I said, look at your ancestors and you tell me what all that money and working has done for them. Because if you talk to them, they don't know too much. And if you talk to them, they're living in regrets. Because they spent most of their lives working they spent most of the time working just to get to the end of their lives and realize they don't have nothing. Matter of fact, and if they do have something, that something owns them. Once you own something, it owns you, because now you have to take care of it. Yeah? And bills gonna get paid. You don't own no damn house in this country. You're renting your house. You say you bought it. No, the bank bought it for you. Then you gotta pay off the bank. How many of you are paying off of your mortgage before you die? Probably not. But anyway, even if you do pay it off, you still got to pay property tax. Do you own the home if you got to pay property tax? What happens if you stop paying the tax? You think they're just going to let you free? No. They're going to come take your shit or take you. You don't own your house. It's an illusion. Just like this life. You don't own nothing in this life. It is long-term renting. Everything that's on me, I own it now. But when I die, it's gone. I don't own it. It goes right back to Mother Nature. Soon as I die, they're going to put my ass in the dirt. Right? I'm going right back to where I came from. Mother Nature. But you're not taught these things in school, and you will never be taught these things in school. And unfortunately, once you start gaining this information, and you start spreading this information, people are going to slap you across the face and call you insane, because they are domesticated animals that don't want to be free. And even the ones who are deep down that want to be free, they're unable to pull themselves out because it's hard. I admit to you, it took me 6 years to get to this point. So when I talk to the people closest to me, I have to take their behavior with a grain of salt, because I was no different. I'm no better than them. I just took the time to better myself when I was a young man, because I knew if I don't do it now, when am I ever going to do it? I got the most time, the most energy. Young blood. If I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? Because I see my elders, I see people on the outside of my family, and they don't got time for nothing. They're too stuck in their body because they hurting. They haven't figured nothing out. So if I don't start now, I'm never going to do it. I'm going to die in ignorance. And I refuse to die because of my ignorance. I refuse to die because I refuse to take care of myself. If I die, I told everybody I want to die at 160. If I don't get there, at least I want to die due to some natural cause or somebody taking me out. I'm not taking myself out. I ain't going to eat myself to death. I ain't going to drug myself to death. I ain't going to lead myself to death. I'm dying naturally, or somebody else going to take me out. And if I go like that, I consider myself successful. What is success? Success is whatever you make it. And it really depends on your personality. I realized from young, I don't want to be in a box. College is not for me. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do there. And as I got older, I'm realizing I'm a thinker. You can almost say a philosopher, whatever you want to say. I know that I'm a thinker. I know that I gain energy from talking to people. You can almost say like a teacher. I gain energy from these things. This is why I constantly do it. Even though I know On this physical earth, I'm wasting my time. Spiritually, I'm helping myself and I'm trying to help others. And if God is real, I'm on earth right now. I'm not in heaven, I'm not up here, and I'm not in hell. My judgment will be made. And when it's made, I'm either going to rise up or go down. So I'm trying my best to be a good man so I don't burn in hell. I don't want to burn. Burning is painful. Another thing about burning, if you do not take the time, if you do not take the responsibility, if you do not take your power back, you deserve to burn. Yes, we need to start telling people. If you don't take care of yourself, don't cry to anyone but yourself because only you are going to lift you up. You sick of being fat? Close your goddamn mouth. Huh? You sick of your body burning? Close your goddamn mouth. All of these religions teach fasting for a reason. You have to control the things that's controlling you. Most of you are gluttons. And the ones who are not gluttons, you were eating the wrong food. Why? Because you were never taught how to live and eat. Food is one of the most important things in his life because we all must eat, including the air, including the water, including the environment, but it's all intertwined. We just don't want to look at one thing like a doctor. We want to look at the body holistically. If there's a problem here, there's a problem everywhere. The whole body is a machine. If one starts falling, another wants to pick it up. That part is going to fall because it's doing work this is supposed to do, and it's going to go so, and some your body's eventually going to fall apart. So you got to look at your body holistically. I tell you one thing. We got a food problem. And once I started changing my diet, I'm realizing this food has information. And if I eat the wrong food, I'm going to get the wrong information. If I'm breathing the wrong air, I'm going to get the wrong information. If I'm drinking the wrong water, I'm going to get the wrong information. If I'm sleeping wrong, I'm going to be feeling wrong. If I'm not getting the sun, I ain't going to be feeling right. If my environment ain't right, I ain't right. I'm a product of my environment, and that's real. So as long as we keep destroying this earth, we're going to destroy ourselves. As long as men and women spend their time brainlessly consuming TikTok information, because TikTok is good. Even though I don't use TikTok for research, when I am on TikTok and I'm looking for the right information, it is some very good information on TikTok. But a lot of y'all ain't getting good information from TikTok. You're wasting your goddamn time, and you're rotting in your brain. Get off Instagram, get off TikTok, stop hanging with people who are stuck in their lower nation. Every time you come around, they can't tell you nothing good. They can't tell you nothing profane. You just hear somebody talk and you just know they dumb. Because it's not a single time they told you something and you made you itch your head like, yo, I have to think about that. Yo, that made sense. Actually, thank you for that information. But unfortunately, like I said, a lot of people don't want to make the time. It's not like you don't got time. You got time. You got time. You just don't want to make the time. A lot of us don't got energy because our body has been deteriorated mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. And number three, you simply just don't care enough. And the care is what kills me because I live around a whole bunch of nurses. Oh, yeah, you know Nigerians, we just throw our children into the nurse field. We don't even give them a chance. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of these nurses don't got the healer, don't got the heart of a healer. Because if they did, they would step back from the medical system. Because the medical system is not healing no one. You are assisting in death. That's what you are doing. You're so twisted. Somebody has a problem and you don't, the first thing you think is the first thing you don't think is, how can we get rid of this? How can we help this person? How can we stop this person from feeling this way and going back to this way? Instead, medication. Hold on, you got that? Okay, let me look this up. Take this. Bye. Instead of telling that person, this is the water that you drink, this is what you don't drink, this is what you eat, this is what you don't eat. You need to make sure your environment is like this. You need to go outside. You need to move your body. You need to walk. You need to have sex. You need to jog. You need to do something to get that blood flowing, to get your body moving, to get your brain flowing. You need to get out into the sun because we need that sun. Free vitamins. Vitamin D is free. You need to think positive, and you need to take your power back. I don't want you coming back to me. If I'm constantly seeing you as a doctor or a nurse, that means I'm not doing my job properly. You see, me, I don't go to the doctor or nurse. You want to know why? Because I learned my body and I studied real doctors. So you know what? The video is a little bit too long. Let me give you 4 people you should listen to. Number 1, Dr. Yaki Awakened. And number two, Dr. Robert Morris. These two people that I just mentioned are real doctors. They're not going to prescribe you man-made drugs for your health. They're not going to even charge you for the information they're releasing. It's all free. How do I know these two doctors are amazing? Because these two doctors, including John Rose, even though he's not officially named a doctor, he doesn't call himself a doctor. I'm gonna call him a doctor because these three men helped me liberate myself from my pain. Because I was diabetic all of my life, and as soon as I started listening to these men and I started doing my own research, because you need to do your own research, you need to do your own work. I went through my own clinical trials, and it was not easy because I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning, but I had persistence and I had faith. I had real faith. I'm not just praying. I'm praying and I'm doing the work. I'm not religious though, but I was praying. I'm praying to my body. I'm telling my body, let's do this. We got to keep going. I know it's painful, but we got to do this because whatever comes in must come out. And I can't choose how it's going to come out. But when it came out, I knew this information is real. I know I got to share it. I know this is the truth. I know the medical system doesn't know what they're talking about because I was pre-diabetic all my life. And according to the CDC, roughly 98 million Americans, adult Americans, are pre-diabetic. 38 million adult Americans are diabetic, and they're not getting no help. They're getting drugged. And I was one of them. 24 years old. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't hang with thotties. I don't party. I sleep 8 hours a day. I thought I was eating clean because I eat home-cooked meals. I was drinking 6 to 8 bottles of water a day, and I exercise every day. Physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially, I was improving every day in life for 6 years, and I was still pre-diabetic. Now, guess what? Within 2 weeks of eating the way I was supposed to eat, because I was kind of already living properly, diabetic symptoms is gone. Got my blood work erased. No questions about it. Did the same thing for somebody very close to me who was in the medical system, who was in a nurse, who has been in the medical system and learning from the medical system and has been so-called helping people for as long as I've been alive. Within 4 weeks of eating some fruits and vegetables, they didn't go all the way in, and taking some herbs, they're no longer diabetic. And this person is taking injections, healed. And you telling me Mother Nature can't heal you? Screw you. The reason you say that is because you have been trained to sit in a square box. And there is no square in nature. Because nature doesn't want to confine you. Nature wants to free you because nature is free. But this system wants to put you in a box. And I had to just sit down and just get a long formatted video out and really talk unedited, unfiltered. I'm not going to sit here and dress up, wear a suit, wear some long sleeve with my jewelry, have my hair all done, got some loafers on, and sit here and talk to you like you a baby, like I need to butter it up. I'm not here to try to manipulate you. I'm not trying to find ways to persuade you. I'm speaking the truth. And if you don't like it, screw you. If you're going against it, screw you. That's what I'm on. So when I do want to take the professional route, if people take this way of me talking as a problem, then screw you, because talking is cheap. Just like a politician, they sit there to talk your head off. Just like a man that's want to slither in your pocket, he sit there and talk your head off. Just like a woman who wants to slither in your pocket, they sit there and talk your head off. And as soon as they get what they want, they rattlesnake you, they bite you, and they jet in the grass. You can't see them no more. That's why I say we got to cut the grass so I can see the snake for what he really is, and I can chop him off by the head, because as long as he's in that grass, I'm stepping, he gonna bite me, and I'm not gonna know what bit me. He gonna slither away. So I'm not gonna sit here and try to hide. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna tell you the unedited truth, because that's what you need. You need something to break your brain. Matter of fact, I'm about to go even deeper. I don't promote drugs. I don't. But I'm telling you, a mushroom comes from Mother Nature, so it ain't no drug. I don't know why they calling it a drug. It ain't no drug. I'm pretty sure it's a fungus. All I know is it comes from Mother Nature. I used to take mushrooms. Matter of fact, I still do. And when I say that, I'm not doing mushrooms every day. I don't do it every month. I don't do it every week. I do it like once or twice in a year, maybe 3 times max in a year. And every time I take that mushroom, it literally expands my consciousness. I think about stuff every day. But when I take a mushroom, that stuff like literally pulls trauma and pulls thoughts that I tried. For some reason, my mind threw it so deep because it doesn't want to confront it. And it all comes out. Every time I take a mushroom, I'm scared, because I know the first hour and a half of that mushroom is like prison. It's like confrontational time. My body starts boxing me, and I have no choice but to confront it because I can't control it. So all of the thoughts I try to ignore, I gotta confront it. But once I confront it, once I do the work by force, though, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm doing it. The mushroom is doing it for me because the mushroom came from Mother Nature, and it's letting me know you gotta fix this, and you gotta fix it now. And as soon as I confront it, I swear I entered the paradise because I done the work and now I get to see the work. I start feeling good. No matter where I'm at, when I'm on a mushroom, I'm feeling like I'm in heaven already. Just give me the sun though, and I'm good. I don't think I'm literally not in my body. I'm flowing. I don't think about moving. I don't think about talking. I just do. I'm not even hungry, but when I am, you know I'm grubbing. When I'm sleeping, you know I sleep good. When I want to make love, you know I'm making it. When I want to rest, you know I'm quiet. I'm not thinking about nothing. When I want to fight, you know I'm going in. Whatever I need to do when I'm off a pack, when I'm off the mushroom pack, I'm doing it. It's literally like I just got elevated. I'm on God mode. I'm a God on earth. But then I get off that mushroom and I realize I'm just a man. But when I get off that mushroom, that high, that good high feeling stays with me a long time. And it makes me want to not take the mushroom because the mushroom is extreme. It's not something you don't want to be breaking your head open every day. This is why I don't do it every day. And that's why I like the mushroom. And a lot of you, I'm not going to hold you. You may need to do some research in the mushroom and start taking some. Because a lot of y'all brains is like a brick. We literally have to take a hammer and break it because you're so stuck. You don't want to confront nothing. You don't want to do nothing. And matter of fact, women, I hate to do this to you, but I have to do this to you because I love you for real. I love you deep down. I ain't going to sit here and lie and sugarcoat nothing. I live around women, I hang with women, and I hang with a good amount of men. And I can tell you right now, we all got ego. I don't even want to use those words. We all got our ways. But men, if you confront a man like a man, trust me, he may be resistant in that moment, but he gonna do some self-reflection. He gonna start thinking about something. And it may not be easy, but he gonna do it. Something just about men, we just direct like that. We need to be direct. Let's confront it now. Even the little boys, they'll get on track when a man comes in their face. They might want to fight that man, and whoever wins, it don't matter. We still gonna get to the solution. It might not be pleasant, but women, on the other hand, if you know women are indirect. Instead of asking you, they want to ask you indirectly. And if you don't pick up on it, they're going to think you're not listening. When you confront a woman about her problems, she going to want to run away from it. Why is that? I don't know. I don't think that's natural. I think they've been programmed that way. I don't believe a woman is naturally indirect like that. Maybe subtly because she is a bit docile. She is the weaker sex when it comes to physical. So maybe that's a way of her trying to survive. But I don't believe that's natural, though. She's supposed to be coexisting with me. My strengths is supposed to cover her weaknesses, and her weaknesses is supposed to come to my strength. We come together, we become one, and then we make babies, and we teach those babies how to properly live by passing on the generational wealth that we have. And I'm not talking about money, I'm talking about the brain. You can give your son all the money in the world, but if your son is dumb, he's dumb. And no amount of money is going to make him smart because the money is artificial. The money don't make the man. The man's brain and his heart makes the man. What makes the woman is her heart, her soul. What is she willing to give? What is she willing to give up? So all women have been kidnapped. This is why every day I wake up and I say, Operation Save the Woman. Operation Save the Woman. Because if our women are not on board, I ain't going to hold you, we done. Because I love women. I don't chase men. I love women. I was raised by women. Women are very caring. Women are like Mother Nature, forever giving. As long as you take care of her, she gonna take care of you. But our women don't think like that. Our women have been perverted. Our women have been kidnapped. And it all started from when they were young. They ain't know nothing. We lie to our women and call them princess. Shorty, you not a princess, because I ain't no goddamn prince. Shorty, you ain't no queen, because I ain't no goddamn king. You can't be no queen without no goddamn king. I'm sorry. Life don't work that way. If you want to be in a fairy tale, be in a fairy tale. But this is reality. And if you're not willing to confront reality, you deserve to burn. It's that simple. If you're not willing to wake up and confront yourself, walk to the mirror and say, I don't love myself. You want to know why you don't love yourself? Because you cover yourself in another woman's hair. You cover yourself in makeup, synthetic chemicals, literally killing yourself to looks like someone you're not. You are not willing to confront your mistakes. You are not willing to confront your bad behaviors. You're not willing to work on it. You're not willing to take time. Step away from that TikTok for a second. Stop thinking about that dick for a second. Stop being on Instagram for a second. Shut off your brain and really think about yourself for a second. Give yourself time to think. And then once you think and reflect, formulate a plan to improve. Then there's just maybe you might come across the man you was really looking for. And this applies to the men too. I'm not just making about this about women. This is about men. This is for all of us. Because we all have to do the work. Because as long as individuals we are messed up, everything above us is going to be messed up. Let me hit you like this. In order for a family to be a family, two individuals must come together. In order for a community to be a community, multiple families must come together and form that community. We can say community, city, a state, a county. All of that is a whole bunch of families localized together and coming together and saying, this is us. And then you take all these communities, these states, these tribes, these cities, these counties, and then you make a nation. And then a whole bunch of nations come together as a collective and create a world. Now, if the individual is fucked up, everything above it is fucked up. And that's what's happening. This is why the world is so perverted. I'm 24 years old, and every time that I just look at the world, I'm just thinking, how did we get to this point? We've been on this earth for so long, but we haven't figured out nothing. But let me give you the answers, because the people who are leading you, who know you more than you know yourself, that know this universe more than you can ever know, are misguiding you because of the imbalance of power. They call it occult information. Study Mark Passio, Milton Bill Cooper. Mark Passio, Milton Bill Cooper. They're David Icke. Okay, there's some other guys, but the main people I'm going to focus on is Mark Passio and Milton Bill Cooper and David Icke. But mainly Mark Passio and Milton Bill Cooper. Shout out to David Icke, but I don't watch a lot of his videos. You need to start watching people who think out of the box, because if it's one thing I learned, if I follow the masses, if I'm going right, and I'm not talking about left, right, in politics, if I follow the masses and I'm going right, if I start thinking like them, I'm going to behave like them. If I perceive the world like them, I'm going to behave like them. And then I'm going to start getting mass results. And the masses ain't getting the right results. So from very young, I said, you know what? I'm going to go all the way far left. I'm going so extreme. And I learned the farther I went away from the masses, the better results I got. You think Donald Trump came from the same school as you? You think Donald Trump had the same training as you? I'm not saying Donald Trump is any better than you, but Donald Trump is the man he is because of the programming he received. You are the man you are because of the programming you received. Donald Trump ain't going to send his son to the school the average man is going to, because if he does, he's going to turn his son into an average man. So he must take his son to places where people don't think average, where they don't behave average, where they don't perceive the world as average, like a square. You in that square, you're stuck in a box. I want to be infinite. I want to be free like Mother Nature. I want to see colors. I don't want to see bland shit. I don't want to see bland shit. I want colors. I don't want dull shit. Look, it's dull. I'm in a square right now. When I look around, I see squares around me. They got me stuck in a box. This is why I got to open my window so I can feel like I'm somewhere where something is hitting me. Where I feel free and I don't feel domesticated. This is why I hate wearing clothes in my own house. I want to be naked. Because I didn't come out the womb with clothes. This is why I want to be outside, so that sun can make me feel good. Free. So once you start trying to free your mind and stop worrying about what other people think about you, stop worrying about them, because most people ain't thinking right. Most people ain't living right. So why are you worried about somebody perceiving you as so-called weird or doing it wrong when they don't know nothing about nothing? Women, I got to hit you again. You do have the right to speak, but you don't have the right to speak when it comes to certain situations, because when you look at yourself in the mirror, you powder yourself up. So who are you to tell me what I should be doing when you can't even take care of your damn self? You don't even love your body in a natural state. You have a deep-seated problem, and it's probably because you ain't got no daddy, so you ain't never feel the genuine relationship between a man and a woman without sex being involved, without the man wanting something from you. Because your daddy, he don't want nothing from you. He's taking care of you because you are his daughter, and he loves his daughter, and he wants to take care of his daughter. And unfortunately, a lot of your mothers are the same. Your mother don't know nothing about nothing. So your mother is programming you to be just like her. And I'm not saying all of you are like this. If this is not for you, close your mouth. Don't feel what I'm feeling. Don't hate me because I ain't talking about you. Same way if I watch a video and somebody's talking spicy about men, it ain't about me. So I ain't gonna feel no way. I'm gonna sit there and listen and gather the information. Another thing, if I'm talking to you or if I'm not, feel your emotions, but don't allow your emotions to guide you into making a choice based on what I'm saying, based on your emotions. Feel it. Then sit back and relax and then start thinking with your brain. Don't believe anything I'm saying. Start researching. Start experimenting. Hear what I say, analyze what I say, and then go through your own clinical trials and then come to your own conclusions. Because I'm telling you, once you start really doing the research, it took me 6 years to get to this point, you're going to realize I ain't talking bullshit. I'm making sense. And matter of fact, I know a lot of you are really intelligent deep down. You just been dumbed down. You probably think this making sense. You just can't connect the dots because you can't see the full picture. That's why I keep studying, because sometimes I need to keep studying to see the full picture to understand, okay, it was this that led to this, that led to this, that led to this, that led to this. But I can see this, but I'm not really understanding it fully because I can't see this, and this. You got to see it all. You don't need to spend too much time, researching things that truly don't matter. You just need the big things. But anyway, I'm out.